away a little bit. Hang on a second. I feel like an old man. Gotta take my pills. So, some exciting news, not related to fantasy football at all, but I ate Whataburger today, boys. That's right. Your little boy, he's getting better. He's feeling himself now. He's getting better every single day that goes on. But I can't be bothered to introduce my new segment. Also, hashtag fuck you, Steve. Fuck you. I'm contradicting. I'm going against your sign, but it's not introduced yet. They'll see you later. Fuck you, Steve. All right. So now, like I said in that previous video, I am 2-0 with my upset picks, and I'm also 2 for 2 with my locks. Steve is also 2 for 2 with his locks, but well, he's 0-2 with his upsets. So we'll see if I can keep that momentum train just chugging on along. I was going to go choo-choo, and then I started doing the Ezekiel Elliott thing. I don't know. Fuck it. I don't give a shit. Oh, man. Like I also said, our duds went the fuck off. So this week, we both played it safe. Isn't that right, Steve? Fuck you, Steve. How about that? How about that for your opinion? That's right. Fuck you. Anyway, like I said, our duds, they went off. So this week, we both played it safe. And then with our studs, I think my stud's pretty good. I think. And then Steve's stud pick, it's a little out there. Good thing we're not keeping track of those. So my stud pick is Kareem Hunt this week. Kareem is going up against the Chargers. The Chargers just went up against Jay Ajayi and the Dolphins, and Jay Ajayi went over 100 yards. Jay Ajayi is a good running back. Don't get me wrong. But I feel as if Kareem Hunt is more talented. And, I mean, if Jay Ajayi can do it, Kareem Hunt should be able to do it. He might not get 100 yards on the ground, but he will be involved in the passing game. And I expect another big game for Kareem Hunt. And then we get into the spicy hot take of Steve's stud, Cam Newton, going against the New Orleans Saints. I mean, you look at it this way. Saints D has given up big numbers to Sam Bradford and big numbers to Thomas Brady. So, theoretically, if there's a time to right all the wrongs in fucking Carolina and that offense right now, it's against New Orleans. And I mean, we all remember the shootout last year that these two teams had, where it was just a high-scoring affair. Every single person in that game was fantasy relevant that game. Everybody just went the fuck off. So, Cam has looked like shit. Granted, he's still dealing with his fucked up shoulder a little bit. You know, he's still kind of recovering and whatnot. But if you're going to look better, it'll probably be in this game, I would think. So, Steve, I'll cut you some slack on that one. Now, into the duds. This is the part where, now that I'm going to say our duds, they're probably going to go off. So, I played it extra safe, and I went with DJ Polly P, Paul Perkins. Paul Perkins, I can't wrap my head around it, dude. He is the worst running back in the best situation. I mean, granted, the Giants' offensive line is not great, and he's not the best pass-catching back. But I mean, he is a starting running back in the NFL, so he should have fantasy relevance, right? Then you watch him in the games, and he looks like shit. I mean, I liked Paul Perkins last year. I was like, dude, what the fuck are they doing with what's his name? It wasn't Shane Vereen last year. I forgot his name. Rashad Jennings, was that who it was last year for the Giants and their running back? I was like, dude, Paul Perkins is so much better than this guy. And now I'm like, yeah, he was better than Rashad Jennings, but neither one of them are worth a shit. Like, this line sucks. This offense looks so good on paper, and then it just is very mediocre at best. And he's a starting running back. You would think he has fantasy relevance, and he doesn't, because he sucks. He cedes carries to Orleans Dickwaw. He cedes receptions to Shane Vereen, and it's just to the point where I don't want to mess with Paul Perkins at all. I don't think that he should be on a 10-team roster. I don't even think he should be on a 12-team roster, 12-man league roster. He's burned me one too many times, so fuck you, DJ Polly P. And now, Steve's pick. This is a guy that I had high hopes for this year in fantasy football. I feel like a lot of people thought this guy last year at the end of the year, last season at the end of the year, I mean, we saw what he could do, and he showed flashes of just being a very good running back. And now this year, he's in a timeshare, seeding carries, and then he's seeding carries to a rookie. My air freshener just sprayed. But that's Ballsack Powell. Bilal Powell. Bilal Powell, I mean, like I said, last year looked great towards the end of the season. But now Matt Forte is still in there getting carries, and now this team sucks ass, and they're not playing for anything this year. They're playing for the future, clearly. And they gave carries to Elijah McGuire. So now it's a three-headed backfield on a shitty team, and there's multiple running backs getting work. So I don't want to deal with Bilal Powell either, and I even dropped him in a 12-team league. Rest in peace, Bilal Powell. But you burned me one too many times. Now is the fun part. Now is the stuff that really matters. We get on to our locks and our upsets. My lock for this week, sticking with everything I said about that New York Giants offense, I'm going with Philly. Philly at home against the Giants. Philly has a solid defense this year. And I just feel like the Philly offense is going to be good enough to beat down New York. New York, they look like a 4-win team out there. They really do. They don't look like a good football team. And I don't know what the fuck they're going to draft. I mean, you're going to probably have a higher pick. Do you take a lineman? Like, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck New York's going to do. I got so much phlegm, and it's so gross. And now, Steve's lock of the week. Green Bay at home against Cincinnati. Cincinnati looks bad, dude. Like, I'll say it again. Marvin Lewis, shitty coach, in my opinion. Ooh, we have 3 running backs. Let's all give them 10 carries. And Andy Dalton looks like he's got his head up his own ass this far into the season. He just doesn't look good. That offense hasn't been clicking. And you're going up against Green Bay at home, coming off of a loss. Hopefully they're getting Randall Cobb and Jordy Nelson back. Jordy practiced again today, so all signs are pointing to him being there. So if you have Green Bay with, their 2 top wide receivers back and at home, the pissed off Aaron Rodgers, I like that pick, Steve. I do. Congrats on that one. I'll give you that. Now on to our upsets. And now, Steve, I'm going to throw it over to your upset because this is something that hasn't happened in a while. But the Cleveland Browns are the favorite over the Indianapolis Colts this week. The Indianapolis Colts are the underdogs against the Cleveland Browns. Oh, that's hard to believe right there. I mean, if you told me at the beginning of the year, obviously without Andrew Luck being hurt, this would be a completely different story, but it's like the Colts at any given point this season will be an underdog to the Cleveland Browns. Oh. But Steve has the Colts finding a way with Jacoby Brissett at the helm. I don't know. I mean, this week's matchups, there's some that are there's really a hard. It's really hard to pick an upset this week, in my opinion, because there's none that are really all that appealing, and that's why I went with Minnesota at home against Tampa Bay. Minnesota is actually the dog against Tampa Bay. Again, all of this is according to Football Locks. This is where I got them down there in the description. But Minnesota is an underdog against Tampa Bay, and Minnesota is at home. I'm basing this off of the fact that I'm hoping that Sam Bradford plays this week. If Sam Bradford plays, I feel like they have a good chance to beat Tampa Bay. I mean, that offense, you have Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs. They both look very good. Dalvin Cook has shown flashes. That defense is still great. Minnesota is one of the hardest places to play at. And Sam Bradford, I want to see if Sam Bradford can replicate what he did against the New Orleans Saints in Week 1. Because, no offense to Case Keenum, but he had a rough go of things last week. And if Case Keenum's in there again this week, my upset pick's probably not going to happen because Case Keenum couldn't get anything going last week, it seemed like. So, I'm playing it by ear. I'm under the impression that Sam Bradford's going to play because it's only a bone bruise. Dude, I feel so bad for him because they didn't even know what was wrong with his leg at first because there was so much scar tissue in his leg that they couldn't tell from right to left, basically. They're like, wow, your knee is just really fucked up. Like, it could be bad. It could be nothing. I just can't fucking tell because your knee is just all scarred to shit because he's torn the same ACL. But if it's just a bone bruise, I feel like he has a good chance to go this week. And I'm curious as to see what he does against a competent defense and not the New Orleans Saints. So there you have it, guys. It's Week 3. And if I lose with Ezekiel Elliott and Le'Veon Bell to the Chuckleheads, I might just quit fantasy football and my life. Come on, Zeke, please. Come on, Lev, please. Please. Oh, and I'm gonna this outro. I was with a girl the other night, and we're trying to do some Netflix and chill, and nothing sets the mood like some puppies. So we were watching this documentary called Precious Puppies, and at one point it's not precious. It's not precious at all. Just take a look. So have fun with this outro, guys, and best of luck in Week 3. Goodbye. No, nothing sets the mood like fucking bloop. Oh, it's so gross. It's so fucking gross.
Then stimulates her firstborn by licking. The puppy is completely blind